Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns is going down. We the talk of all towns. Look around, no frowns. Oh yeah, it's time. We been sitting in this waiting, I want all of it. These people faking and they hating, just keep talking. You gon' feel us, they gon' hear us, we keep barking, Chris. And when it comes to Cleveland, we are all in this, yeah. Kenny from Baker, some may say throw sauce, not safer. Anton get a bad rap like Vader. Going deep, taking toss off like taper. This bro freak get smoke like vapor. To the house, so yeah, see you later. We tougher than alligators, we'll beat you right now and later. Woo, woo. Got a blessing on flow code like juice play, yes, just know you might lose. These crazy call them typhoons, can't block them, oh yeah, nice moves. Who the stop don't know, oh yeah, Pikachu. We really all hate to lose on every day, just watch them lose. Winning all day, okay, yeah, that's a new hobby. Got some nice new bodies. Our past records, we know it's shoddy. The city standing strong, we ain't never choppy. DP of the year, Miles should worry about your play survival. Yeah, we got Odell, well, he maybe sold out some hotels. You can't be mad, we doing well. You know them jokes that they will tell. Now watch the stories they will tell. Only time will tell. Watch where you throw it. We got water and greedy. For these that we starving, yeah, quite needy. The Cleveland Legends, we about to be. There is no stopping me, I mean, we. That is how I got to be. Oh yeah, Bengals, they just kittens. Ravens flew away, they hidden. Oh, those Steelers, who they kidding? Play with us, you will get smitten. Okay, yeah, we in the kitchen, bout to bake up, start the mixing. Oh yeah, damn, that bowl is missing, wait. But we said,
The Big Play Reflog Show is brought to you by ShackNews.com. Shack News is the place to be for all your gaming needs with news, guides, walkthroughs, and reviews, including their featured article, The Video Game Football Team Hall of Fame, where they break down the best players ever in a football video game. So check out to see who joins Tecmo Bowl Hall of Famer Bo Jackson in the Video Game Hall of Fame. And remember, you can join in on the conversation with your own topics and opinions using the Shack News Cortex and Shack News Reader. So if you're a gamer, Shack News is the site for you. Check them out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at the handle @ShackNews and @ShackNews.com.
It's time! Streaming live from Cleveland, Ohio, presenting the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight podcast of the world, the Big Play Reflog Show.
Okay, do you need medical attention?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
I don't know. I know damn nothing. Attack by Chuck. To the 10. He's the running with a 5.
It's time! The Big Play Reflog Show.
Welcome to the Big Play Reflog Show. Today is Monday, September 13th. What is going on, everybody? Go Browns, 1 week under our belts. Mr. Chris McNeil, how the question everybody is wanting to know, how was your kids' 425 game?
That's right. After starting off 0-3, the Granville Blue Ace, 5th and 6th graders, finally got our first victory yesterday over Lakewood. So feeling good about that, Dave. Thank you for asking. Unfortunately, it meant that I missed the first half and most of the third quarter of the Browns game, so I missed the good stuff. I tuned in right about the time Nick Chubb fumbled. So I think I may be a little bit of a jinx here. So, yeah, I flipped on Jimmy Donovan on the way home, on the way back, and that was the first play I heard.
Oof, that's rough. Nick, were you able to watch it, or were you coaching one of your kids?
Yeah.
Your many kids.
I don't have any kids, so I was actually able to watch the Browns. on Sunday.
There you go.
See, that's key. What was I thinking? Having kids.
I heard though, Chris, that the turnover chain did not come out despite the win.
That's true. Yeah, no turnovers. We just played a clean game. They're well coached. Coached.
Stuck to the fundamentals.
You sound like Urban Meyer, Chris.
That's exactly right. Well, no, doesn't he want out of Jacksonville already? I saw some reports about that. I'm happy where I'm at Granville, coaching 5th and 6th graders. So I'm not looking to get out of there, So no, I'm not like Urban Meyer, who's already jumping ship down there in Jacksonville.
That's right. It has been reported on Reddit. Typically, Reddit is true, so we will.
Of course,
we shall see.
It's like Sir Yacht reporting something. You might as well take it to the bank.
Oh man! All right, we have a great show for you guys tonight. So tonight we're probably actually going to kick it off with the legend himself, Nathan Zagura, is going to join us here heading into week 2, home opener versus the Texans. Get his thoughts on Kansas City. Get his thoughts heading to week 2 to go up against Tyrod Taylor. We shall see how that goes. Really, really pumped to talk to him. Browns Daily. I know a lot of you guys watch it. We watch it. Nathan Zagura, awesome dude. Looking forward to talking to him. Then we'll get into all of the headlines. We're going Browns heavy, per usual, during the NFL season. And we'll give our thoughts on that game, instant reactions, gut check, week 2, must-win games. We're going to get into all of it. After that, we are going to, fingers crossed, a little Browns trivia presented by Labatt. We're going to give away some Labatt beers, some money for it, and hopefully a GV shirt this week. Last week during Browns trivia, he had it. Kev had it, and he fumbled it. He went home with just the case of Labatt. Kudos to him. Hopefully this week someone wins a GV Art shirt to wear while drinking that Labatt. We shall see. And then we'll get into the best and worst tweets of the week and go from there. Now, Chris, before we get into anything, what do you think Urban Meyer? Do you think he's actually going to leave?
No, not yet. Not yet, Dave. I mean, he's walking away from a lot of money right now, but he will leave. It's just a matter of time, I think. I don't think it's going to work out down there in Jacksonville.
Do you think it's this year?
It could be. Yeah. I mean,
wow.
Yeah.
I think it's this year, too.
Is that surprising? Would it surprise you if at the end of the season he just says, you know what? This really isn't for me.
Yeah.
No, I would not be surprised whatsoever if he quits after this year. But I'm wondering if maybe he just quits halfway through the year.
That'd be next level.
It would.
It really would.
Oh, yeah.
Not even make it halfway through the season. Not even John Beeline. Beeline made it halfway through. Good old days of the Cavs. We're still in the good old days of the Cavs.
That's right. I was
able to crowbar in some Cavs talk right off the top.
There we go. And then so when we get into Browns trivia, we're going to have the other Kev on, Homebrew Kev, who was supposed to join last week. Something happened. But he will be joining this week. Confirmation. He is good to go. We've got some good Browns trivia around that Texans game. Some historical questions as well. That'll be good too. Shout out to everyone in the comments. We've got S. Mac. I think that's the other Kev. What's going on? Joe Mers, Eric Reese on YouTube. A lot of Kevins. Kevin McAndrews. Look at all these Kevins. Flooding it.
Kevin Love.
Nope, we don't want him in the comments.
Kevin Stefanski. You got any comments in there? Damn, so close.
Not yet. And we're going low tech tonight. We got the green screens behind us. So what can you do? All right.
Everyone behind the curtain tonight. Everyone gets to see the wizardry that goes on here on a week in, week out basis.
That's right.
We're laid bare.
Murph will get into OBJ as well hopefully for week 2 here. We shall see. But before we have Nathan Zagura on the show, instant reaction from that game, Chris.
My personal reaction, like I said, I already told you how I consumed it. Now I went back and watched what I had missed earlier. I was I was more disappointed than most of the people I saw on Twitter. There were a lot of moral victory type of talk on there. And, I'm too old for moral victories. I don't know how much more I've got. So, and I know how long I've gone without a Browns championship. So I'm pretty, I don't know. I'm sick of waiting. I really am. I'm very impatient when it comes to the Cleveland Browns. So when we don't go out, I know we put together a great effort. Everybody's saying, hey, we can hang with them. We can hang with them. Well, we knew we were going to be able to hang with them going into the game. Right. So I expected us to be able to finish a game and not make the kind of mistakes that I saw at the end of that ball game. And that's what ultimately cost us. Now, I think we can clean those up. I think that we, through a 17-game season, have ample opportunities to do that. And certainly the team at the end of the season won't be the same team as the beginning of the season. But at the same time, I don't take hey, we just had fun, didn't we, guys? I mean, this is going to be a good team. Just be patient. Don't worry. It's like, yeah, but we got to start winning some of these ball games at some point. I'm happy that we can hang with these guys, but eventually to be the best, we got to beat the best. So I'm not quite as rosy as a lot of people are, I think, this morning and from everything I read on social media.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's bring in an expert on this topic. We're bringing in Nathan Zegura of Browns Daily, the one and only. Let me give him some pump-up music here, even though our graphics aren't working. We're going all low-tech. I will say, Nathan in the green room is pacing back and forth. He's very much like you, Reflog. He logs in and then does a pace around, comes back, and he's ready to go.
We're all literally in green rooms.
Oh, look at all four of us up there. Alrighty. He is Browns senior media broadcaster, host of Browns Daily, the one and only.
What's up, guys? I'm not getting any sound right now for some reason.
Perfect.
We are rolling. No sound.
No sound.
Well, maybe.
All right, we got it. Oh, yes.
Now we got sound.
Now I got it. For some reason, I needed to put in headphones, but here we go. Let's do it.
We're going to have you write down answers.
Typically, when you put the headphones on is when you can hear it.
Well, no. To be fair, normally it'll just come right through the surface when I'm on a Zoom, for example. But yes, in this case, the headphones are in, and now I can hear, which is wonderful. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Less than ideal picture of him, and then we rip on him when he comes on.
Where did you?
I'll tell you what, Dave. Welcome to the show.
I did see that out there, and I was like, "Where did Nick find that picture?"
Jeez, Nick, what did I ever do to you?
You didn't do anything to me, man. That was just like the one that was HD that came up first on Google. So I apologize for my laziness there.
No, that's all right, man. That's all right. I mean, I got to talk to people at Google, I guess. That's a rough one. I mean, I got technical people. Not that I have like great pictures out there, but I do have hopefully better pictures than that.
You've got some good ones. Dave, let's get right into it. So right after this game, obviously Twitter lost its mind. No surprise there. After the interception, you know the internet people. After the interception from Baker Mayfield, what do you kind of say to those people out there who are kind of blowing this interception out of proportion completely, saying Baker's not a winner?
Well, I didn't even realize people were saying that. I thought they were just mad that, we lost a game that we should have won on the road against the two-time defending AFC champions, where we basically took it to them. And if it weren't for a couple of turnovers, Nick Chubb and then the Scottish Hammer that had nothing to do with Baker Mayfield, we would have won that game. Look, Baker Mayfield was 21 of 28. One of the incompletions was a drop by Andy Janovich. One of them was thrown away earlier. One of them obviously would be that interception where he was attempting to throw the football away at the end there. I thought Baker played a very good game. I thought he made some big-time throws. You go back and you look at the throw to Anthony Schwartz that he bobbled. That was right on the money. It should have been a walk-in touchdown. I go back to the throw to the Chief on that corner route was a beautiful throw. I thought he played very efficiently. I thought he was definitely in command. And I think that, look, people are going to judge, right, based on the outcome of drives like that. That's what a quarterback is measured by. But I think Baker Mayfield played a very, very good game. I thought Patrick Mahomes played a very, very good game. He's a very special quarterback and a talented guy. But look, we had every chance to win that game. I think that if you talk to the guys in the locker room, they know that the reason they didn't win that game was Browns beat themselves. You can't go into Arrowhead and have, the turnovers. And the fact that you did have 2 turnovers and still got the ball back with, over 2 minutes left with a chance to win is pretty incredible, honestly. Normally the Chiefs, and they played flawless. They'd boat race people in a situation like that. So I thought it was a positive game. And Baker Mayfield, I thought, played a very good game. 21 of 28. He's averaging over 10 yards per attempt. The Browns averaged 8.2 yards per play. That is the highest in the NFL in week 1. The Browns averaged over 10 yards per pass, better than Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, who averaged about 8 yards per pass in this game. You can't please everybody. And at the end of the day, it is a binary business. And a lot of coaches have told me that. It's about wins and losses. The Browns did not win this game, and so there are going to be people that are upset. But hopefully you can see the forest for the trees in this one and realize we are legit. We are going to play in many more meaningful football games this year. But we do have to find a way to win. I think it's on the Browns. The Browns gave that one away.
Nathan, was there anything that you saw yesterday that changed your opinion of the team one way or the other?
I actually feel better about the team, to be perfectly honest with you, because offensively, the ability to impose the will was something that I knew we had in the ground game. But we saw something that we'd never seen before, and that is that 13 personnel, the 1 receiver, 3 tight end set where you've got Anthony Schwartz and his speed as that 1 receiver. And in the 13 personnel, the Browns picked up 127 yards on 9 plays. They had more yards than any team in the NFL out of that personnel, even though they did not run the most plays out of that personnel. Baker was 4 for 4 for 99 yards, so 25 yards an attempt out of that personnel. 6 of the 9 plays went for first down. So that's a new thing to have that speed. So I feel better about that on the offensive side of the ball, having that speed. I thought Anthony Schwartz, for a guy that didn't participate a lot in the offseason, had a heck of a debut. Defensively, one of the things I talked about all week was, when you pressure Mahomes on more than 30% of his dropbacks, it gives you a chance. It's not a guarantee of a victory, but last year when he wasn't pressured 30% of the time, he was 15-0. When he was 1-2. The Browns pressured him over 40%. We had top 5 pressure rate in the entire league in this game. Mahomes was just sensational. And I liked what I saw from the new look up front of the defense. I thought Malik McDowell looked very good, and that's kind of you just found that, right? That's found money. Malik Jackson had some pressures. McKinley had pressures. Miles had 8 pressures, according to Pro Football Focus. Clowney had 4, had the nice play on the reverse. So I felt good about the front. I think our young corners looked great. Greg Newsome, they only targeted 1 time. That's a lot of respect there. And with some of the stuff on the back end, I thought that was good. So I feel better overall. We still, and a lot of people are going to say, hey, too easy over the middle of the field, which has been a thing that's happened in the past with the Browns.
Sure.
A lot of that, though, was by design. You force 13 third downs. You just allowed them to convert too high of a percentage of those third downs. So in that sense, the game plan worked. And if you take away the 75-yard drive, the bomb, which was kind of a broken play, and I don't know if you guys have gotten a chance to watch the all 22 of that play. Not only do I not think anybody else in the NFL completes that pass, I don't think anybody else even tries it. He's sprinting dead right at his 20-yard line. He ends up throwing it, falling away from his 20 on the sideline. Tyreek Hill was between the hashes. So not only was it just a bomb rolling right, he's in the middle of the field, which means you're throwing it back left. Unbelievable. But if you take that away, and then the short field after the Scottish Hammer, which was a 15-yard field, the other 6 possessions that the Chiefs had, they had 2 touchdowns. They're really good. 2 field goals. That's a win. And 2 punts, including 1 at the end of the first half and 1 when you needed it there at the end of the game. So I thought all in all, a good defensive scheme. I love the aggressiveness of Stefanski. But the thing, if you said, what changed the most, going back to original questions, I'm being very verbose here. The speed of Anthony Schwartz and the dimension that adds to our offense, that makes me feel a lot better about how explosive we can be.
What did you make of that Anthony Schwartz situation, Nathan, you mentioned didn't play a lot during training camp. And a lot of people, once the news broke that Odell Beckham would not be playing in that game, their minds immediately went to, well, we have Donovan Peoples-Jones. He was the training camp breakout. We have Rashard Higgins. He has that chemistry with Baker. But no, then it was Anthony Schwartz that ended up having the big day. Do you think that he adds that extra element, or do you think that that was kind of just OBJ's replacement for the day?
I think that they had a plan in place for OBJ, who had a great week of practice, and I'm certainly eager to see him out on the field when it's deemed that he is ready to be out there on the field. Donovan played 47 snaps, so Donovan filled that starting role. He only got one target. Now, if you go back and watch the tape, he was open a few times, and not to say that Baker missed him or made poor decisions, because a lot of times you could say, all right, maybe he could have thrown that corner to Donovan Peoples-Jones, or there was a post. Maybe he could have thrown that, but he chose somebody else who was also open and made a completion and a positive play. DPJ did a good job in the run game. What I figured after, kind of just talking to some people in the building, they thought Anthony Schwartz had a great week of practice. That play, you go back to the 3rd and 3 on the opening drive when they run the sprint left and you have Jarvis go out into the flat, which was open. That play was designed to get Schwartz one-on-one and use his speed across the field. And Baker made a heck of a throw on that. They like him. And I thought the way that he went out and used his hands as a hands catcher was impressive. Did I think that he was going to put up, 90 total yards and frankly should have had over 100 and a touchdown if he doesn't bobble that one on the bomb? No. But I think that his speed is the reason they took him the 3rd round. When you have a guy like Chad O'Shea as your wide receiver coach, it doesn't surprise me that young guys are ready to play, because that guy, I think, is one of the biggest assets to this organization. I think Chad O'Shea is going to be a head coach someday in the National Football League. He got and helped get Anthony Schwartz ready. He put in that work, but Jarvis said after the game, look, this kid he was a big part of what we did today. He should be a big part going forward. That speed changes things, because go back to that 13 personnel. You have the 3 tight ends on there. They're going to match that with base. When you've got Schwartz out there, you have the fastest guy on the field. And so it's going to make the safeties play back a little bit further. The corners give a little more cushion. That's why when he runs across, you get that easy bootleg out to Harrison Bryant for 17 yards. His speed changes the way a defense has to play in what is a run-first formation. You got to go back to 2018. Remember, Baker had a lot of success out of 13 personnel when Brashad Perriman was out there. And now Brashad Perriman, not a complete receiver, but what he did have was speed, real speed, not world-class speed. He's not, winning the Gatorade Track Athlete of the Year like Schwartz, but that type of a formation allows you to dictate things to a defense. And so I think Schwartz is going to be a big part of what we do going forward in a 20 to 30 snap role. I don't think he's going to be an every down receiver this year. You don't need it, but I do think he's going to play.
Nathan, you mentioned the aggression of Stefanski in that first opening drive for 8 points. Everyone was freaking out. The confidence level was so high amongst Browns fans. It was incredible. Do you think that was in relation to the Chiefs and just knowing that offense that we have to put, the pedal to the metal, or do you think we're going to see that aggression from Stefanski kind of going forward here?
Yes. And yes to both of those. I do think that we are going to see aggression from Kevin Stefanski when he thinks it warrants it. But I think that there was extra aggression against the Chiefs because 3s are losses against them, right? So we went in the red zone 4 times. We scored 4 touchdowns in the red zone, 4 for 4. And that was the Achilles heel of the Chiefs defense last year. They were the worst red zone defense in the NFL. So I think he's got a lot of belief in his guys, their ability to execute. I think if you see a situation, for example, where you're in the low red zone and you've got a 4th and 2, 1, 3, if he feels like he's got a great play for the opponent, they're going to go with it. And even, for example, on the 2-point conversion, if you get that penalty that gets you down to the 1, I think they're going to go for it every single time. I really do. I think they'll go for 2 every single time. That aggression just comes from his belief in his guys. And not only was it on the first drive, the Jarvis touchdown was on a 4th down. And frankly, that look, if you go back and look at it, we were out leveraged on that side. That play should not have worked. And yet, because of the tight end sealing it and actually the motion of Jarvis, they didn't think he was going to get the ball. It kicked them all out wide, so the tight ends just pinned him. Jed turned Chris Jones inside, and all of a sudden there was a lane there, and then Jarvis does what only he can do as the heart and soul of his team, is basically fight 38 Chiefs and get himself into the end zone.
Nathan, you're not worried about the Scottish Hammer, right? He's a friend of our program, and we've done
a friend of mine, of course.
Yeah, I know. We're not worrying about him, right?
No, this is it's a very freak thing that happened. It is unfortunate. I think that if the Scottish Hammer were a punter all his life, that he probably would have picked that ball up and just booted it. And I think that, he realizes now, obviously, that's what he should have done. He's a rugby guy. And so his first instinct right there was, I'm going to pick the ball up and I'm going to have to do something with it. And no, I am not worried about the Hammer in the least. I thought he had a great hold on what was a high snap for McLaughlin on one of the extra points. This is a fluke thing. I've been with the Browns 9 years. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. I had not seen that before.
Just how loud was Arrowhead yesterday? Because I feel like that's something that was missing, as a part of the playoff run last year, and that we kind of underestimated all offseason long with all the teams, not just the Browns, that crowd noise is back.
It was awesome. It's an awesome place to go and be for a game. It is loud. They are right on top of you. I think it's the closest to the sideline that the fans are at any stadium in the NFL. It was so loud that sometimes I was talking to Gibbe, we could have an open mic when I wasn't on the air on the sidelines. I couldn't even hear myself. I couldn't hear my own voice. It was deafening. The Browns, I thought, did a very good job with it, though, on the silent counts. We didn't have really the pre-snap penalties on the offensive side of the ball that you would expect. Our pre-snap penalties were, motions or an illegal shift where two guys moved at the same time. It wasn't the false starts that you would get, or, there wasn't a time when the ball was snapped and somebody's standing still. So we handled that well. They brought in a lot of crowd noise all week at practice. But I'll tell you, it was rocking, and it will be awesome if we get the opportunity to go back there in January with some real consequences on the line and get in that environment again, because I think that's what the players live for. That's what, us as fans, I don't know if for you guys watching it on television, if it felt you could feel that kind of energy and passion, but that was great. But guess what? This Sunday, the home opener at First Energy Stadium is going to be bananas. I can't wait for it.
Hey, talk about that for a second. Anything new that the fans can expect this year from the stadium experience? Is there anything kind of that you guys are unveiling this week?
That's a great question. That is above my pay grade, but a fantastic question, and one that I will try to I'll try to get the answer. I know we've got some new spots and new clubs in the building right now, but I think, look, we're excited to have the fans back. Yeah. We missed it. I'll go back to Jim Donovan's iconic call when we clinched the playoff game, making the playoffs in that game against the Steelers, and he said, it's real, and the only thing missing is all of you. And to have the fans back, which are the best fans, in my opinion, in all of professional sports, is going to be just electric. I can't wait for it. 12,000 in that Week 17 game a year ago. It felt like, the place was full, and now it's actually going to be full. It's going to be awesome. I think if you're talking about the biggest changes, the product on the field, which was darn good last year, but nobody's ever gotten to see a product this good in 30 years on the field. And I think that's going to be the most important change, honestly, of all is that.
And let's be honest, that's the only one I care about. I mean, you can add a drum line, you can add whatever else you want to there. As long as you got the product on the field, that's what we're all really looking for.
Same. Agreed. Yeah. And we've got it. And these guys are, frankly, they're not pleased after the way that what happened in the season opener. And so you get kind of the old Browns coming to town. The Texans have about 38 Browns on the roster. Some of my favorite humans, Money Mitch, Kirko, all coming back. So I think that there will be plenty amped up and want to go out there and just take care of their business this week.
So let's look ahead to week 2. Blank slate. Here we go. Home opener. Texans coming to town. Are they better than kind of what Browns fans thought? Because they put up a crap load of points with Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod's a good quarterback. I mean, he took the Bills to the playoffs. He is a solid quarterback. I am not sure if week 1 is a crowning of a Texans team that is better than everybody in the league thought it was, or just flat out the Jags are worse than we could have ever imagined. And now we may have gotten a taste of that in the preseason when our backups and, frankly, some guys that aren't even on our 53 took it to them pretty epically, even when they had their starters in the game. I don't know. I think things are a little rough in Jacksonville for old Urban right now. So I'm not sure if the Texans are that good or the Jags are just that bad. I guess we will find out. But, it's not Deshaun Watson. It's not DeAndre Hopkins. Their offense should be suspect. Their defense has some guys, as I said, I love on a personal level. But I think the Browns should be able to find success. The Browns should be able to find success, frankly, against anybody. I think our offense is that good. Our offense's line is that good. Hopefully, Jett will be able to go. He's day-to-day with that ankle injury. So we'll see. But every week in the NFL, this is what I always say. The margin for error is so small. Everybody's good in the NFL. Everybody's good. So you can't overlook anybody. And I don't think the Browns will make that mistake. I don't think a Kevin Stefanski team overlooks anybody.
One last question before we let you go here. Any particular matchups you're looking at that maybe are kind of overlooked between when you look at this Texans team and what the Browns are going to be putting on the field on Sunday? Any position battles or something that you're looking at there that maybe the average fan wouldn't necessarily pick up on?
I will get much more into the Texans probably Wednesday this week, but I will tell you this. We saw what a vertical threat like Tyreek Hill and the havoc that he can wreak. Now, is he the most special vertical threat in the NFL? Absolutely. There's no question. And fortunately, there's nothing like Mahomes, Hill, and Kelsey on this Texans team. But Brandon Cooks is a darn good vertical receiver. And I think he averaged over 25 yards a catch last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And so I think if we eliminate those chunk plays, make them really matriculate the ball down the field, they average 3 yards a carry running. I think we're going to get I think our line is going to feast this week, defensive line. So I feel very good about that. Offensively, one guy that we haven't talked about in this show so far is David Njoku.
Yeah.
I think that he was phenomenal in this game against the Chiefs. He's had a phenomenal offseason. I think I'm ready personally to see more of him and maybe to even get him. Hoop is tremendous. I have the utmost respect for Hoop. But getting those two on the field together, or even the Chief, his athleticism, his speed on that flag route, his ability to go up and make that catch on that one at the end of the first half that got us down to the Chiefs 36, his athleticism in the red zone, he's improved as a blocker. I just feel like we may be on the cusp of David Njoku now at this point in his career, putting it all together, because the physical tools have always been there, putting it all together from the mental aspect, the physical aspect, the blocking aspect, the team aspect, to become somebody special. And the linebackers, the safeties in Houston, I think those are matchups that are very favorable for David Njoku. And so he's a guy that I'm going to keep my eye on. I think he has a chance as this season goes on. Look, he was our leading receiver week 1. But I think he has a chance as the season goes on to play more and more and be a very integral part of what we do offensively. The good news is we just have so many mouths to feed that it could be a different person every week, but these are first world problems. We have so much talent on offense.
As Urban Meyer used to say, big city problems, which is nice to have in Cleveland.
It's been a while. That's right.
You're playing. A while.
Yes. Hopefully you will take your excellent parade planning skills to much better use at the conclusion of this season.
That's right. A parade of a different sort, right, Nate?
Right. Yes. A pure joy parade, indeed.
Well, excellent. Well, thank you for being on with us today. We'll be looking for you on Browns Daily. And of course, we'll be looking for you in the stadium this Sunday for the home opener, Browns Texans. Nathan, thank you.
It was my pleasure and honor to be on with you guys. I had a blast. We'll have to do it again, but we still have to get this golf match. J-Dubs and I have been talking about this. We still got to get this golf match going.
I'm going to tell you something here real quick. My golf game has not been great. Dave saw it this year. It has not been up to the standard that I would like to believe that I still have. I used to play to a legit 4 handicap. And I understand that you're very good, Nathan. And I wasn't really betting on that when I made this bet with JW. So, and I understand he's also very good. So
he is.
I got to work on my game a little bit.
We're a formidable duo. I think right now he's around I want to say a 2-3 area. Mm-hmm. And right now I'm a plus 0.6, which is not real, by the way. It's
okay for the non-golfers out there. That means he's averaging under par. So that is that's borderline pro right there. That's like,
first of all, and this is the fallacy.
There was like a Tony Romo.
No. But this is what's wrong with the handicap system. My average is not under par. My average is about a 75. Right. But the handicap take your 8 best of your 20. And I've had a pretty good run for 8 rounds this year. And that is what has caused this. I think I'm really like a 2-3 in that area. I can play.
You suck then. Never mind.
No, but this is outrageous. All the strokes you're giving, it's outrageous. Handicap system needs an overhaul. Just one man's opinion.
Yeah, poor guy. I weep for you. World's smallest violin.
Big city problems. Let's go.
Big city problems is right. Man, I am nervous about this golf match. We'll wait until the off season. I'm going to have to hit the range here for the next 16 or so weeks. For the Browns, it's going to be until the middle of January, February. So
Just so you know, it is discussed at the Cross Country Mortgage campus. This is on the books at the very highest levels of the organization.
Oh man, I'm in trouble now, Dave. Dave, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be able to get out of this now.
Nathan, we appreciate the time. We'll talk to you soon. Go Browns. Looking forward to Browns Daily.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Nathan.
Thanks, Nathan.
All right, Nathan Zagura. He's so good. You can't beat him. Talk about a student of the game. My God.
He knows the game. He knows golf game. It's really.
You're nervous, man. I can tell.
I know. I made a lot of, big boisterous statements about how we were going to win and this was going to be easy, me versus Browns. And since that time, I have learned that these two are players, are absolute players.
You know what, Chris? You didn't even invite me because you just thought I was such a crappy golfer.
Yeah,
but then we played
suck.
together, and I was actually kind of better than you.
Well, I think it was my coaching. I mean, you did things you had literally never done before on the golf course.
That's
right?
actually very true.
You drove back-to-back par fours. You'd never done that before. Right?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. One longest drive. That's never happened either.
Never. Yeah.
Never.
Stick around with me. There you go.
That's right. Coach McNeil.
I'm the bridesmaid, never the bride anymore.
All right, let's move on. That was fantastic stuff. We will get back into headlines, talk about a lot of what Nathan just talked about. A lot to process, a lot to take in as we head into.
I'll tell you what. Have we had a guest who's given us that much meat on the bone as he has right there? That was fantastic.
That was, yeah. We should have been taking notes.
Yeah.
All right, let's move in. It is time. We've got Homebrew Kev, who was our contestant for Browns trivia last week, looking to redeem himself and actually get on the stream. It looks like he's good to go this time. So we are going to do Browns trivia. Who wants to be a beer-yonaire? Are you guys ready?
Oh, I'm so pumped.
All right, let's bring him on. Here we go. Here is Homebrew.
Hey,
he has
you guys
made
got me?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
I gotta follow Zagura. Dude, I
do.
can't bring that kind of energy. That guy's so excited about the Browns. I thought I was excited. That guy is just. I mean, he's been doing that job for a couple of years. When they were like 1-32, he was like talking about Duke Johnson and everybody, and it's just like, man, that guy's got it so bad, but now the Browns are good.
Well, go ahead. You can have the floor. Break down the 13 personnel package for the Browns.
No, dude, he's talking about like, oh, on that 3rd and 1, Njoku went over there. It's like, I don't remember that. It's like, good for him. Dude, dude, that guy's awesome, man. Like, that guy's a treasure.
Heck yeah, he is, Kev. All right, are you ready to win some beer, some Labatt Blue, and a GV Art shirt?
Well, first of all, you guys actually making money to actually give out money?
We're giving you free beer, and we're giving you free shirt.
It's all about the free stuff, not about the money.
Padone gets paid in Robux? Is that what's going on?
Oh, yeah. Well, he's got his own side deals off to the side. I mean, come on.
He gets paid in NFTs.
Exactly right.
Yeah. All right, so each week we give the contestants a chance to answer Browns trivia. It's going to be around the Houston Texans for this week. We are going to start off question 1 for a cash for a Labatt 6-pack. Then you can move on. You can take it, or you can move on for a 12-pack, 24-pack, and the final question number 4, a case of Labatt, cash for it, and a GV Art gift card for a shirt.
My heart is racing.
Are you nervous? Are you nervous? Yeah. The bright lights of Big Play Reflog.
All the 20 people that are watching this right now, my heart's real excited.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I'm going to get the music.
Oh, this music makes it worse.
All right, down it goes. Here we go. All right, a lot on the line.
Chris Palmer.
Question number 1 for a 6-pack. Cash for a 6-pack of Labatt Blue. All right, the Texans infamously sent Cleveland a second-round draft pick.
I gotta Google this.
For taking Brock Osweiler off their hands. Who did the Browns take with the second-round pick?
That's your first question for a six-pack?
Now remember,
What?
Brock-
Okay, why don't you give me what year?
Brock Osweiler, they took that contract. We drafted in the second round. I will give you a clue. It was an offensive player. And it wasn't that long ago. He's still on the team.
Second round. Okay. Second round. He's still on the team. That was like in, what, 2018 or something like that?
And I will give you one last clue since it's for a six-pack. He's really freaking good.
At running the football.
Oh, Chubb. Nick Chubb.
Yeah!
Nick Chubb. I don't know what round he was paid. I thought he was a first rounder. Come on. It's like, look how good he is. He ain't a second rounder.
Right, yeah.
Second round.
After Sony Michel, that whole Georgia line, that whole crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd Gurley was there with him in Georgia.
That's
I know
right.
that.
Yep. All right. You are moving on. Are you going for a 12-pack?
Absolutely. Yeah, come on. Give it.
That's right. All right, here we go. Since 2013, 3 players have started at quarterback for both the Browns and the Texans.
I know 2 of them.
Name
Whedon.
Name 2 of the 3.
2 of the 3. The Whedon and Hoyer. Okay, now let me think of the other one.
Oh.
I think you got this.
Whedon and Hoyer. That's an easy one.
Yep.
Terod Taylor.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that's
Well
easy.
played.
Well done, sir. Well done.
I had to think about that one for a second.
All right, bonus points there. Okay. Are you moving on? You going for a case of Labatt?
The second one was easy. The third one's got to be easier, right?
Yeah,
Chris Palmer. Third one's Chris Palmer. Offensive coordinator.
This running
You
back.
guys know that? You guys, okay, let me ask you a question. Who was the first Browns head coach who was also the offensive coordinator for the Texans?
Chris Palmer.
Yes.
All right, here we go. For a
Go.
case of Labatt, this running back started his career with
Hugh
the
Johnson.
with the Texans. Final answer?
Oh, with the Texans.
Rushing for 900 yards as a rookie. Was very good. He joined the Browns in 2014. He was cut in week 9 after openly complaining about Kyle Shanahan not giving him enough touches.
Oh,
You may have blacked this out of your memory. A lot of us did. But who was that running back?
Wow, that's a good one. I know. I thought you're going in reverse. He started with the Texans, ended with the Browns. So.
We're just throwing you off, man.
Yeah. You said 2018?
Yeah, this is a tough question. It was 2014 when he
14.
joined the Browns. He was a great running back for the Texans, and then he joined the Browns. I will give you a clue. He was part of the 3-headed monster of Isaiah Crowell, Terrence West, and this guy.
I remember Terrence West.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't
It's
think
the
I'm
top-
getting this beer money. That was the year that Brian Hoyer and that was like Johnny Manziel, Brian Hoyer, right? I don't know. There's 3 guys. There are 3 running backs.
Yeah. You might have drafted him in fantasy when he was on the Texans. I will give you one more clue. His first and last name, 1 syllable. And his first.
My daughter was a year and a half old. I did not play fantasy that year, so.
Oh.
Dude, I think I'm failing.
Last clue. His last name rhymes with gate.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
It's
I
the
remember
Black
Clinton Portis? No. Who said?
That doesn't
McGahee?
rhyme.
Was it McGahee on the Browns then?
No.
No, that's a
It's
different
all
year.
over the place.
Just keep throwing names out.
How many syllables? Clinton Portis? Clinton Portis.
Come on, McNeil. I give you jokes all the time.
Just saying.
You're throwing me under the bus. It's all right.
A little bit.
All right.
We're trying to help. We're trying to
You
help.
know what? Why don't you take that beer money and give Padone like an extra 1,000 Robux so you can spend on
There you go.
Hobby Island.
All right, Kev, we will try to have you back on for trivia one time. We will let you
Sounds good.
completely redeem
You
yourself.
gotta let someone else do it. I'm one of these nerds that always watch your show. Why don't you let someone else do it?
All right. Ben Tate. Do you remember Ben Tate?
I thought he was a tight end. I don't know. He sounds like a tight end.
Ben Watson. Ben Watson.
Yeah. Oh, that's who it was. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I let you down.
This is like having back-to-back Nathan Zagura. This
Kev, you
I was
stuff,
listening to
man.
what he was saying. It's just I had to get hyped up too. It's like you got to get the show going.
All right, I'm chalking this one up to Nathan Zagura completely just
throwing you off your game.
throwing you off your game.
Yeah, you can't
Kev,
do
we
that.
appreciate you as always, man.
Hey, thank you guys. Love your show. You know, you guys are doing a great job here, and I think I'm one of the losers. I keep watching your show.
Oh yeah, really.
Yeah, you do it every
Cut that into
Monday.
a promo
watch.
right there, Nick. Make sure you cut that into a promo. Thanks,
Go
guys.
Browns. We're
Go
still
Browns.
back to the Super Bowl, right? I mean, it's week one. It's all right. You can lose week one. We've lost week one since what, 2006, right?
That's right.
It's all
We
right.
didn't have 16 games after that either. So I
Yeah.
mean, we're in good shape.
Yeah, it's all right.
We played
We're
ourselves.
going to win the
into-
Super Bowl.
That's right.
played
I'm not
ourselves
joking.
into
We're
right
really
where we
gonna
wanted
win.
to be.
All right, I'll stop. I'll keep going for an extra 20 minutes. Okay. All right, bye. All right, bye.
Later, dude.
Homebrew Kev.
Oh God, give him a round of applause. Chris, that reminded me of the post-game show we used to
It
do.
did. It
It
did.
was fantastic. Fantastic.
Hey, can
I
I
was
play
like-
some baseball cards real quick? I hate to
Yeah,
break up the
absolutely.
show.
I don't know. Oh, I do have the
I've got baseball card music.
go for it. Boom, boom, boom.
The only game, Dave, where Julio Franco's are wild. The
Ah, yeah.
baseball card game.
Heck
We've
yeah.
got tonight score 1988 Major League Baseball cards in my left hand. We've got Dundras. This is another one of those packs that doesn't have the year on it. It's right around 1998. Excuse me, 1990. So we got 1990 versus 1988. Which one do you want to go with, Dave?
Oh, I'll go with option number 2.
So you're going to go with 1990?
1990. I think I've had luck with 1990s before.
1990. And
we're
remember,
rolling.
the game
Rolling.
is Julio Franco's are wild. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, this pack is a mess. Wrapper's not really ripping off very well. This is great.
Is there gum in there?
Oh, I see a winner right off the bat. I don't know. There's no gum either. I don't know why it's all sticky. That's kind of gross. First card I pull though, Alvaro Espinoza.
There
He
we
should
go.
also be a wild card too. That's pretty good for the Yankees. He's
That's
awesome.
very good.
We've got Mike Moore, pitcher for the A's. Melita Perry, pitcher for the White Sox. Oh, here's another. Just these are classic Indians that are on other teams. Paul Ossenmacher, pitcher Cubs.
Yes, lefty baby.
We've got Alvaro Espinoza and Paul Ossenmacher, both with other teams. Brian Downing, Carl Yastrzemski, but that doesn't count. That's one of those like artsy fartsy ones. Marty Barrett, second baseman from the Red Sox. Oh, you got to be kidding me. This guy's from the Pirates. This guy's an outfielder. This guy's name is Barry Bonds.
Oh my God.
Barry.
Good
Bonds.
night, Chris. Moving on.
I assume you're taking Barry Bonds. And you could either pick Alvaro Espinoza or Paul Ossenmacher, and you're going to get whatever I got.
Yeah, I'm
You're gonna
sorry
be-
to.
Oh,
Espinoza.
you got to be okay. Jim
Are we still-
Dwyer, outfielder. We've got another outfielder. This guy's from the White Sox.
Wait, is this still my pack?
This is still your pack. Yeah.
Okay, good.
This is an outfielder for the White Sox. He's not known though as a White Sox in Chicago. He's known better as being a Cubs slugger named Sammy Sosa.
Oh my God.
So you've got Sammy Sosa and Barry Bonds so far. Should we
I feel
just
like
stop now or
Dave usually gets like the worst pack or the absolute best pack, and there's like kind of nowhere
that
between.
beats everybody? There's
That's
no
a
hand
hell
that
of
has
a
beaten
pack
us so
right
far.
there. No,
Yeah.
no. So I had Ken Griffey Jr. and who was it?
Like Roger Clemens, wasn't
Yeah,
it
Roger Clemens and Ken Griffey.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty
Sosa and Bonds.
I think that might win.
That's pretty good. Okay, you also got Craig Lefferts.
Nope.
Bill Bath, catcher from the Giants. Tim Wallach, third baseman from the Expos. Brian Smith, pitcher from the Expos. Jeff Russell, pitcher from the Rangers. And Jamie Navarro, wow, pitcher from the Brewers. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You've also got Julio Franco in this pack.
No way.
I pulled the Julio. I don't even need him.
Yeah, wow. That's incredible. Bonds, Sosa, Julio Franco. I'm just going to set these three aside. And
Please
just to
do.
remember
Put him in
this
a
pack.
frame. Put him in a frame.
Oh, my Lord. That's the best hand ever. Okay, who am I going to lose with? And
I don't
then
even
the
know
other
if it's
two,
worth it.
your discards are Alvaro Espinosa and Paul Osemacher, which I also love.
Who
That's a good
typically
find.
would have been the winners.
5-card hand right there. All right. Let me quickly go through my pack and see what crap I'm going to go up against you with. All right. Good start, though. John Kruk. Not quite up to the same standards, but I'll take Crucky.
He's not an athlete. He's a ball player.
That's right. Brian Downing. Lou Whitaker. He seems to come up an awful lot.
Yeah, that's actually
Ken
a pretty
Williams.
good start.
Ken Williams, center fielder. The White Sox. Wayne Tollison, shortstop from the Brewers. You've got one of these. Throw that away. Chuck Jackson, third baseman, Astros. Scott Bankhead, pitcher from the Mariners. Ted Power, that's a good name, Cincinnati Reds. Bryn Smith, pitcher from the Expos. I'm just going to lose, aren't I?
Yeah,
John
you're done.
Hedman, Tom Pagnazzi, Gary Reedus, Rick Shue, Bill Madlock, Jim Wallenwander, Manny Lee,
Ooh.
and Dave Dravecki. Dave Dravecki, that's actually a friend of my uncle's. But I think I've got John Kruk and, let's just say
Dave, you win.
Dave
Congratulations.
Dravecki. John Kruk and Dave Dravecki versus Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, and Ken Griffey Jr., a.k.a. Julio Franco, wild card.
Do you remember when Randy Johnson threw at John Kruk's head in the wild
And then-
All-Star game?
And then Kruk picked up his batting helmet and put it on backwards after that to go up
Yes.
to the, yeah.
Yeah, we
Classic
both
All-Star moment.
watched that on a tube TV.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Well, Dave, that was legendary right there.
It was.
Bonds, Sosa, Franco.
I'm never going away from 1990.
Wow. All right, I'm
Not-
glad we did that.
Yeah, yeah, right. All right, let's get in. Let's talk some more Browns. Let's talk some headlines real quick here.
All right.
Let's do it. All right, Cleveland headlines brought to you by TSE Cleveland. Check them out on Twitter at TSE Cleveland. Every single week, the show, Big Play Reflog, TSE Cleveland, we're giving away a signed item. Gave away a Jarvis Landry signed jersey last week. Congrats to the winner of that. This week, we'll announce that tomorrow who we're going to give away. Get in there. Give us a retweet on those tweets for your chance to win. Doing it every single week. Ton of good stuff there. Okay, so I saw this tweet out there. It was, I believe it was Drod Cherry. Yes. Drod Cherry said, I would rather have that loss today and have the team have the team learn what is required to play championship caliber football. He goes, we truly beat ourselves today. Easy to correct mistakes made today, and we'll go recover. Go Browns. Chris, do you agree with Gerard? You were talking about it a little bit earlier. Moral victories. What are your thoughts here?
You know, Gerard's a 3-time Super Bowl champ. You
That
only
I
see it
do.
on the show like every 2 seconds whenever he's on. So he would know, right? He would know. I don't know. He's kind of all about the rah-rah stuff, which is great. That's kind of what he does, and I get that. I still want to see us win. And Nathan Zagura did just a fantastic job of walking through all the good stuff that the Browns did. but still, we made mistakes at the end that undermined everything that we had done up to that point. And that bothers me because we've seen it too many times in Cleveland, right? We've got everything going in the right direction. We make stupid mistakes and look at what happens. I don't need to bring up the drive, the fumble, things like that are just lapses that happen after we've almost got everything in hand. So I just, the moral victories today, I'm not feeling it as much as a lot of people are, but hey, we've got a really good team. So we've definitely got something to build on. I look for the week 16, week 17, this being a significantly better team than we have right now. And I think we've got a really good team right now.
Nick, why is our buddy Aaron Goldhammer putting out tweets, $40 million quarterbacks throw the TD, not the INT on that drive? Right now, the difference between Baker and an elite quarterback, what is he talking about?
Oh, he's just being incredible at his job, Dave. That's all that boils down to.
Do you know what's funny? I looked at that tweet. I saw it this morning or whatever he put it out, and I immediately just Googled Tom Brady interception last drive. And like right away, an article, Tom Brady blew the game, throwing an interception. I think Baker's probably going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm not killing Baker today. And like Zagura said, Baker had an awesome game. You're not in that spot without Baker and his pinpoint accuracy, especially without Odell Beckham Jr. And Baker said post-game that he, prepared for both ways of this game going with Odell, possibly without Odell. I don't know that I believe that. The vibe that I got throughout the week was that Odell was probably going to play and then gave it a go and he couldn't. So when Odell wasn't out there, I think that was kind of as much as a surprise as it probably was for Baker. And he still went out there with his hair on fire anyway. So it's not the day to crush Baker.
No,
it's
not
funny.
at all.
People will crush Baker, but they won't crush, and he threw an interception, a big one. They won't crush Nick Chubb nearly as much, right? And he had the big fumble that arguably changed the entire game, a lot more so than Baker's did. But I'm not crushing either of those guys.
2 touchdowns, and he averaged 5.5 yards a carry.
And absolutely. What I'm saying, Dave, is I'm not crushing either of those guys.
Right.
No. Is there any doubt in any of our minds that those aren't the guys that we're building with? I mean, come on.
It's funny. Like I when we were watching that game and we got the 8 points right off the bat, and Baker was just throwing darts. It was probably the first time I had as much confidence in him as when he took over for Tyrod Taylor. He was throwing lasers and he looked phenomenal. And what do you have, like 75% completion?
Yep.
You can't beat
bad.
that. Yeah, that's not even a discussion.
Do you guys think that there's a little bit of, and there definitely is, the group of people, and it was a large group of people that didn't want to draft Baker Mayfield and they wanted Sam Darnold. Do you think those people get just a little excited when Baker goes out there and does something stupid? Because I wanted Baker the whole way. So I don't really know how those people feel. I believe Dave wasn't like all.
No, I wanted Josh Rosen. We've talked
That's
about
who
that.
I wanted too. I wanted Rosen.
Yeah. I didn't want Baker. I thought he was kind of douchey when he, was in college. And I was like, all right, I don't know about this guy. And then he got here and we're like, all right, this guy's kind of awesome.
Yeah, like, do you
I
think
saw
people
way
are
too
still,
much Manziel in him when he
yeah,
was
people are still like bitter about like the flag plant and stuff, I feel like. So
Yeah.
when Baker does something, they're so quick to just pile on him like,
Stupid.
this guy's not it. Like this is it.
He's by far and away the best quarterback we've had
Yeah.
in 20 years. So
Yeah.
I will take him all day, and he's going to keep us in these games.
Since who? Since Bernie, would you say?
Baker?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Come on.
tough.
Since Vinny Testaverde?
Yeah.
Remember Vinny? Vinny
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
that bad.
Vinny
And then he
was
went on
actually
to have
good.
some really good years with like the Jets after us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd put
He was
Baker above
good.
Vinny.
I would too. I'd put him above Couch because Couch had no line or weapons.
Yeah, poor guy. R.I.P.
That's right.
Poor guy.
We talked about it
Brady
a little
Quinn
earlier.
and his hairline, you put him above him.
Looked fantastic. Great
His
comment.
hairline, man, that thing is receding quickly. Receding very quickly. R.I.P. Tom Brady's
R.I.P.
hairline. Yeah.
Brady Quinn, I thought you said.
Yeah, what did I just say?
Tom Brady.
Well, his too.
You got Tom Brady on your mind.
Why not? Yeah, Brady Quinn. His hairline.
Yeah.
Not too much
We
Tom
we
Brady.
talked about this earlier. Garrett Bush, guy on the radio, he does a good show with 92, I believe. talking about Stefanski being aggressive. We already talked about that with Nathan. He said don't go into halftime with any ammo. Do you think, going back to that, Chris, do you think we've seen some pretty conservative calls over the year, fourth and 8 draw with Freddie Kitchens? Obviously it's worked with Stefanski, got the 2-point conversion, got it on 4th down. Do you like the aggressive nature? Are you worried that once it doesn't work out 1 or 2 times, everyone on Twitter is going to turn on him?
Well, yeah, that's going to happen, obviously. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. Twitter's going to kill him for it. But I think it does. It goes back to the analytics. I mean, we've been hearing for years and years. I remember reading articles 10 years ago about a high school coach, I think down in Texas or somewhere, that literally never punted, would always go for it on 4th down. And the statistics bore it out that actually that's what you should do. And that should be the decision that will lead to more positive outcomes than if you punt it, because it's just not worth your time. Now, it's taken a while to filter through and get up to college and then get up to the NFL. But the statistics bear it out. Now, people aren't always patient enough to let the statistics bear out sometimes. You could go through strings, just like if you flip a coin, right? 50-50. You will have long runs if you do that long enough of like 10 in a row that comes up one way, right? It's still a 50-50 proposition, but it doesn't matter. You'll just have runs. And he could have runs that are very, very good, and people would just love it and say he's a riverboat gambler, and we love players like, or coaches like that. And you could also have runs that get really bad. And if it gets really bad, that can cost you your job. So I love it personally as a fan. I think it's the right move, but sometimes it's good to know that the organization's behind him, because we know we've got analytics guys that are in there in the front office. So hopefully they understand what he's doing, and that, in the long run, that's going to bear out more fruit than being, more conservative.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, we're going to week 2. Let's look at some bets. Nope.
Let me play the baseball cards for you here.
Oh no, we're good. Let's look at some bets.
All right.
At my bookie, it is time to get in on the action. Double your first deposit, giving some added firepower to add to the excitement to the games you love. Got college football. We need a new college football week after that game. NFL lock of the season, $500,000 in contest prizes live on the site to make this winning season your best ever with my bookie. We've got 18 weeks on the schedule for the Browns. You need a sportsbook casino that's reliable, and you won't find a better place than MyBookie. I know you're going to bet this season. Do the smart thing. Sign up with MyBookie. Use promo code BIGPLAY to get your first ever deposit match dollar for dollar. That is extra money credited to your account instantly just for using promo code BIGPLAY. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. So we looked. I put out my Browns parlay of the week. I think we hit about half of it. We hit Baker. I believe we hit Chubb. We hit Kareem, I think was 2 yards off. Jarvis hit. We almost hit it. It was $5 to make 2,700, Chris. We were so close. So close.
Wow. That's incredible. Yeah, bet. And we were hammering the over, right?
It was all over.
Yeah, of course we were. What am I talking about?
Come on. So this is kind of crazy. 11.5-point favorites for the Cleveland Browns. When's the last time that happened, Nick?
No, I don't know. Long time. Yeah, not
in your lifetime.
Not in my lifetime.
Not my lifetime.
Yeah,
I wasn't around.
Yeah, there was times a couple years ago where the Browns probably wouldn't have been favored against St. Ed's.
Yeah,
that's probably true.
I'm trying to think of
those were the horrible days when they used to compare like the Browns, like who would win, Alabama or the Browns?
Oh
Like,
my god, do you
we're-
remember that? And then
Oh,
people
yeah.
would like
yeah.
people would like Madden sim it to like prove that Alabama could beat the Browns. It was like,
Oh,
dude,
so
you
dumb.
just did it on Madden. Like that doesn't mean anything.
So what do you guys think about 11.5? Are you taking that after what the Texans did week 1?
God,
That's tough.
I think that's too big of a line, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I take the over. I think we could do it. 2 touchdowns. Can we beat them by 2 touchdowns? I think we can.
I
I
think
we
so.
can come out pissed off. I guess I'm taking the over here, Dave, but it seems like a big number. That's a big number to eat.
Here's an over that looks like the lock of the century, even if the Texans don't score any points. The over-under on this game is, for total points, 48. Yesterday's hit easily over. Texans scored way more, 37-21, I think it was, versus Jacksonville. How could we not take the over in this one?
The Tyrod Taylor Bowl. You know that's going to be a shootout. Come on. Take the over. Big
Right?
time points. Yeah.
Nick, we
No,
taking
we
the
don't
over?
have enough footballs
Yeah.
to go around.
We
yeah,
really don't.
definitely. I think I'm gonna keep track this season and keep me to this, guys. I'm gonna keep track of the time, like the amounts of time that the Browns like beat the over, because I'm almost confident in saying unless their defense does something crazy or their opponent just drops an absolute clunker, it should be every single week. Like you said, Dave, 48 points. I wouldn't be shocked if the Browns went out there and put up 41 of those by themselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
I don't know. That Christmas Day game at the Packers at Lambeau is calling right now on line 1.
I don't know. That's a game that Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, Chris.
Yeah, all right.
You know, Nathan mentioned it. He said a lot of the Browns players were ticked off. I know Nick
Yeah.
Yeah.
looked very pissed off after this game. If you had to put a number on it, I think it was 75 yards was the over-under for him in week 1. Week 2, what would you put the over-under for Nick Chubb rushing yards versus the Texans?
I'd go 100 right there, even 100.
Wow.
Okay.
I think he goes over it. I think he's going to run pissed off. That fumble, man, that's going to be the chip on his shoulder all through practice this week, all through film study. He's going to hear about it. He's going to go out there at home, be all pumped up, and he's just going to ram it down the Texans' throat.
Okay, so Chris, one of the cool things with these Browns player parlays is that we can adjust it, like we can actually build it. So if the over-under's like, let's just say it comes out at 80, we can move it up to 100 and get way more money for our bet. So
Let's
what
do it.
would you be comfortable putting at 100?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
What's that? And you probably don't have the info on what that would pay off then.
Well, so what we do is we parlay 10 bets all together.
Right. But what
It's
is bringing it
it's
up to
super
100
fun.
bring us? You say
So
that gives you more money.
so let's just say for this last week we did that with Nick Chubb. So
Right.
instead of like 5 pays 2,700, it would be like 5 pays 5,000.
Okay. Man, that's
So
good.
it would
Dial it
adjust it
up.
significantly.
Yeah.
Nick, where would you put this over under for Nick Chubb?
Realistically, I would probably put around 85.
Okay,
Weak.
yeah,
80 maybe even.
80. What do you have? 83 on 15.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And it's just a Kareem factor too. Like you could just never know because Hunt's there too. Demetric Felton's there too. How about in a game against a bad team, you might see a little bit more of the young guys. I'd like to see him get Demetric involved.
Wow, you're calling for Case Keenum in the fourth quarter. We're up.
I'm calling for Case Keenum in the fourth quarter in this.
How
I would
fantastic
love
would that
that.
be?
For sure. We're all hitting the 11 and a half in case Keenum comes out and we're like not even worried. That'd be a good time.
Yes, it
Blow
would.
them out and go into the bullpen with Case. That would be fantastic. That's a home opener we deserve.
That's right. How confident are you that we're going to actually get to bring out the turnover chain? Nick, when we went to GV Art, Craig there was putting together the turnover chain because I think they lost the chain. So he had to run to Home Depot and get a new one. Do you think we're gonna get a turnover week 2? By the way, before you even answer that, Chris, I have a present for you. Look at what Greg gave me from GV, the new Myles Garrett shirt. You see that guy? Look at that. Look at the detail on that. I think he said this is the most colors they've ever printed on a shirt. How nice is that?
The comic look. I love it.
It's insane.
Yep.
It's like, and Greg said it too when we were there. Like the camera doesn't even do it justice. Like when I saw it in real life, I was like, "That's like the craziest T-shirt I've ever seen in my life."
Yeah, it's sweet. It's sweet. So yeah, go check them out. We didn't give one away this week, but next week, Browns trivia. Go win.
Gotta
one.
get Myles Garrett on the show.
Yeah, right.
Ask him about Rick. He's a big Rick and Morty fan. I'm a
there
big
you
Rick
go.
and Morty fan. So we'll talk a little Rick and Morty. Forget about football. We'll talk nerd stuff.
I love that. All right, gut check for week 2. Score predictions. What are you thinking?
Oh, do we have to think about week 2, like score now?
Yeah,
I'm like Nathan Zagura. I don't start really thinking about it until Wednesday.
Well, we're on once a week.
When he does a daily show, he's allowed to do that, right? When we do a weekly show, we get our shot right now.
Yeah. Unless JW wants to turn this into Browns Nightly, we will gladly go live every week, every night for him.
Absolutely. So I'm going to say Browns 42, Texans 21. How about that?
I like that, Nick.
Oh, put me on the spot after that one. I'll say this, guys. The Texans are an old football team. They're not a good football team, but they're an old veteran football team. I think that's why they so easily handled Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer in their NFL debuts. There's a lot of vets. Nathan talked about Brandon Cooks, Christian Kirksey, Money Mitch, the running backs, David Johnson, Ingram. They got a bunch of old dudes there. With that said, I'm not worried at all. I'm going to go Cleveland Browns 37, Houston Texans 24.
Interesting. Okay. So I believe both of you have them covering.
Yes, sir. Right? Easily in my case. But it's kind of interesting you said about the Texans being a veteran team. It's kind of made up like an Eric Mangini team from back in the day. Remember him? He'd love to bring in all the veterans and like try and make a run at something. Yeah.
Genius.
And they do. They've got a lot of veterans. You don't know if they're obviously not going anywhere. Nobody anticipates that they will, but it just kind of strikes me as a Mangini type of move.
It is. And David Culley is a rookie head coach. They got the guy that everybody wanted the Browns to hire as general manager if it would have been, the Patriots O coordinator. I'm blanking on his name right now, but Nick Caserio is their GM from John Carroll. So maybe John Carroll dorms had those Eric Mangini teams on, Chris, and he's got a team full of veterans now in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Both the Kevs weighed in on their predictions for this one. They're going, Homebrew Kev is going 35-12. Big Kev is going 30-13. I'm going to go 42-17. I think we blow them out. And I do think that we see Case Keenum versus Tyrod Taylor in the fourth quarter.
And didn't you have a reaction when I said 42? I said 42-21, and you reacted, and you went 42-17. You're like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Let's get wild.
We're giving up 21 points. We're only giving up 17.
That's right.
And it's only Monday. Imagine what we start feeling on Wednesday.
Oh, my God.
This is after a loss.
First team to score 100 points. Google it. We're gonna be the first. Okay. Let's get out of here, right? Oh, wait, we'll do best and worst tweets really, really quickly. I kind of want to give a shout out to the best tweet here because it's pretty good. All right, real quick, best and worst tweets, then we're out of here. All right, Nick, what was the best tweet of the week?
Alrighty. Best tweet of the week coming from SB Nation's Dogs by Nature. And they put out there, I wish my life loved me as much as Tony Romo loves anything the Chiefs do. Guys, what an annoying broadcast that was. I mean, Tony Romo single-handedly went into Joe Buck territory yesterday. That was a brutal broadcast.
You know it's bad when you're comparing someone in Cleveland comparing someone to Joe Buck.
It's week one for the announcers too, I guess, because Collinsworth had a hell of a Sunday Night Football too. He wasn't any better.
Was he that bad on Sunday Night Football?
He showed Matthew. They just showed some blonde fan, and he said, "There's Matthew Stafford's wife," and it wasn't his wife.
Oh.
And then he was justifying the Justin Fields, Andy Dalton benching thing, and he was like, "Yeah, it was so weird." He's like, Justin Fields doesn't know how to read an offense yet. Here's a guy in Justin Fields that they're gonna let use his legs because defensively he doesn't know what they're gonna throw at him. It's like,
yeah,
Collinsworth, what? Like, it's Andy Dalton that we're talking about here.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But that was a good tweet. Good work, dogs by nature. Chris, if you had to give a worst tweet, what would it be?
So Tony Romo's pretty bad, but Tony Romo is not nearly as bad as our Cleveland Indians. Mandy Bell, friend of show and friend of Panda Express.
Oh, yeah.
She put out a fabulous tweet that highlighted the Indians' futility with the bat. The Indians become the first team to ever be no-hit 3 times in a single season. And as many people have pointed out, we also were no-hit in the 7-inning game that didn't officially count as a no-hitter. So I'm saying 3.5 no-hit ball games for our Cleveland Indians, and that's just futility at just a legendary, historic clip. And this season cannot end quick enough for our Cleveland Indians boys.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, we got some tribe talk in there. That was good.
Hey, are we going to do some OSU talk? They didn't burn down Columbus yet after we lost to Oregon. Apparently, they can run the same damn play over and over again. And Kerry Coombs and our defensive staff can't figure it out. I mean, good Lord. What a train wreck that was. That was so bad, Dave. After the first half, I mowed my lawn for the second half and just listened to Paul Keels.
God.
Really? Paul Keels, yeah.
How
you know
depressed was Paul
Here's
Keels?
one thing.
That's like going Hugh Jackson Brown's bad.
Yeah, exactly. Here's one thing I will say that not enough people have paid attention to is what the fans did in that game, because the Buckeyes almost came back there at the end, and one of it was a big penalty against Oregon for I think it was a delay of game, and that was directly as a result of the fans just going nuts on that end of the stadium. So shout out to the fans. The fans were trying their best at the Horseshoe on Saturday to pull through the Buckeyes, and unfortunately we take an embarrassing L in my mind. Got to get back on track against Tulsa this week, and then you've got the big marquee game now, boys. Did you see this?
Under the lights, baby.
Under the lights with Akron, 7:30 game the following week. So just announced, big time for the Buckeyes, big time for Akron. So
they're definitely traveling to Akron,
action.
Right? That's a home game for Akron, right?
No, it's at the Shoe.
I know. Could you imagine?
That is at the Shoe. That would be fantastic though if they would do that. Then come on down to Oxford and play Miami.
Heck yeah. Why not?
Get all kinds of action going.
Go Zips.
Oh, that's right. Go Zips, I guess. You're a Kent State guy, Nick.
My brother goes to Akron, though.
All right.
I got to support.
That's probably what happened in that Oregon game. They were caught looking ahead to the Zips 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, they saw that Bubba Arslanian MAC Defensive Player of the Week, and they were like, oh, gosh.
All right, that's on that note, I can tell it's time to go. Thanks for tuning in to the Big Play Reflog show this week. Thanks to Nathan Zagura. That was phenomenal stuff. Go check him out on Browns Daily. Super, super great guest. Getting us ready for week 2. Shout out to Labatt Blue. Go drink some Labatt Blues. Go check out the seltzers, Labatt Blue Lights, all of them. My bookie, go bet, Big Play, double that deposit. Get in there, get those Browns parlays. We'll put them out there this week. And huge shout out to
live show. We are doing a special show this week.
Oh,
right?
Wow.
Should probably mention that at some point.
Yeah, we're great at promotion here. Yeah, week 2, home opener. live at the Jack Casino. We're taking over the first floor bar. We're taking over the first floor stage. It's going to be fantastic. We'll have the audio, fingers crossed, pumping through the Jack Casino. We met with IT. I think we've got it figured out. Might even bring you guys on stage. We'll see how it goes. Do some Browns trivia. Get you pumped up for the Texans. So if you're going downtown, you're going to the game, stop by the Jack Casino. Come on in, have a beer with the crew. The whole Big Play crew will be there. It'll be really, really, really fun. How is that, Chris?
And rumor has it we may have a special guest, a Browns veteran from back in the day may stop by. So you'll want to check that out.
That's right. That's right. Nick, we'll let them guess which Browns veteran is going to be joining us in the booth of the Jack Casino.
Yeah, there will be one there. Who will it be? You have to wait to find out.
It will not be Ben Tate.
It will not be Ben Tate. I could also say with confidence, it will not be Terrence West or Isaiah Crowell.
There we go. Definitely Isaiah Crowell will get kicked out. Okay, so we'll see you next Sunday. Are we doing a show on Monday after that?
Do we have to?
I guess it'll depend on if I can
force us to.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. You're
the Taskmaster.
Yeah, we'll play it by ear like we do with everything. We'll just wing it. Hey, thanks for sticking with us, even with the low-tech green screens tonight. We will see you Sunday at the Jack Casino and then maybe Monday for the show. See you then. Have a good night. Go Browns.
It's time! Streaming live from Cleveland, Ohio! Presenting the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight podcast of the world, the Big Play Reflux Show!
Okay, do you need medical attention?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
I don't know. I know damn well. Attack by Chuck. He's to the 10. He's still running to the 5. He keeps on running. He's doing it.
It's time! A Big Play! Reflux Show!